And good evening and welcome to Locked In Stitches. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. A couple of technical issues on my end, and I'm just looking to make sure that you guys can see this now. Okay. So, how is everyone's day going? I hope you are all doing well. One of the issues that I've got is normally I can just flick between cameras, but my Stream Deck does not appear to be working tonight. So, and the other thing that I'm having trouble with is picking the right camera for face on. So let's come through. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Good evening, I hope you're all doing well. I am having a little bit of trouble focusing tonight. My eyes are getting better, but it is a long, slow journey. So thank you very much to everybody who's joining us. I just want to show you what I got up to this afternoon. So this is my actual just photo straight off my camera, and here we go, monitor screen. This is what my finished quilt is looking like, and I am really happy with that. I think it just looks lovely. If I had planned it better, I think that I would possibly have come through and tried to use the same fabric for the borders as I had for the blocks, but I also kind of like how dramatic that makes it all look. And one of the things that I am doing just to now finish it off, and I'm going to show you how I put it together, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to get rid of all of those wash away thread lines as well. And good evening, Tracy Gardner, I can see you're there. Thank you very much for joining us. So happy with how that is looking. But the other thing that I've been working on today, I'll just bring it over here, is, oh, thank you so much, Michelle, that's lovely. Good evening, Wanda, thank you for joining us. And Michelle, I appreciate so much your teaching last week. I was in no fit state to do that. So I wanted a signature block on the back. As you know, if any of you are ever going to put anything into a show, you need to have the name of the quilt, you need to have what year it was completed, etc., and so forth. So I wanted to make mine custom to the actual quilt, and I've created this block just with really small of those heart features that we used on the border, and I'm going to post the elements so you can make it your own size. But what I've done, and I'll show you this one as it's starting to stitch out. Let me come over to the machine camera. And I'll just turn off the light. So you can see now I'm just going around creating that block. So as well as hooping the fabric, I've used my wash away thread to come through and create that solid stitch down border, and I've got embroiderous felt under there as well. Sylvia, thank you for joining us. Okay, so where am I? Sorry, I'm running about 10 minutes behind in my mind. Well, actually, I'm running about 10 minutes behind in my mind, actually. I'm doing well on the shopping front for Christmas, but for everything else, yeah, just... I'm still not sure that, I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop to show us what's going to happen for Christmas. Now, I'm just going to bring over my quilt so that I can show you a couple of things that I have done. Selena, thank you for coming along. I appreciate that. Okay, so here is my quilt. I'm going to lift that up as high as I can. And what I've done, I wanted to show you how I did this, was I came through and I attached my border and my backing so that they then fold up and are ready to be bound. And I've used, again, that border block and just blown it up a little bit larger to make my corner piece. Oh, look, you guys have saved my life this year. I am so desperate to get back out on the road, but at the same time, I have loved being able to do lives each week. I've got so many great plans for next year that I hope you'll join us with. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple of different ways that you can get rid of your wash away thread. So this I got from the $2 shop, and it's just a spray bottle that I fill up with water, and then I can come along and spray that along. The other thing that of course you can do is your good old paintbrush. And I actually thought I might get the girls doing this tomorrow for me. Though we're going to the Underground tomorrow. The Underground is one of the coolest places to go in Canberra. It is an op shop. Well, actually it's the tip shop. And all of the clothing there is $4 a piece. And previously, Grace has got things such as leather jackets, etc. So just a little bit of time and effort, and you are going to get rid of all of those seams. Now I actually like both of these methods more than what I did on the original quilt, which was just dabbing with sort of a wet rag, because what I did there on a couple of blocks was my colours ran. So I am more interested in this technique. And what you will find is that after that you can just brush away any excess debris, because the stitch has been beaten or broken, probably a better word. Okay. Oh, lovely. Selena's daughter went to Canberra today. Lovely. Michelle's asking, does the wash away leave any residue behind? Look, it does leave, and you can see here just sort of that little bit of residue there, and then that's just going to come away with your thread brush once it's dried. Damp paper towel could work as well. And that's it. We all have our own best ways of getting that extra stuff off. But I'm just so thrilled with how the quilt looks. It really has been a good one and a fun one to do. Oh, so what's everybody else been up to this week? I have to give a bit of a skite out actually. My son won Employee or Crew Member of the Year for the ACT through through McDonald's. So we're very proud of all of our kids, but that was a really cool one. And what are we all doing for our Christmas holidays? I'm sending Edward away, so I'm hoping to get some good stuff done in January. I've got a great goal. And while that's stitching, I'll see if I can find. So I've had sort of ready to release. I just need to do the instructions. I've had a set of zippered pouches that are all plain in all the different colours, so that then you can add what you want to them. And then I was looking at those craft bags that you can buy, and I was thinking, okay, so how do we take that then to the next level? Because that's obviously one of my favourite ones, taking things and then taking it to that next point. So, let me just come through and see if I can find. And there is just something so zen about the machine working along, isn't there? I'm going to make that just a tad bigger. So I thought the best thing that I can do, and tell me if you feel differently, I think the best thing that I can do, because we all have different size hoops, is put the small heart and the basics of the wording, the year, the block of the month, and the rock the Casbah on there, and then you can add your own wording and lettering from your machine. So, one of the things that I'd seen that I liked the idea of is, okay, so what have we got here? Selena is hoping to get going again on a Sashiko placemats. I was so happy that I finished mine the other day. Your Wagga daughter's moving home. Lovely. Michelle's on grandma duties. Oh yeah, husband's asking for time off. My husband starts time off tomorrow. Now look, the last month has been so purely crap that it's really not an issue. Like he's just hero of the year. He's been doing the cooking, he's been putting up with my bad attitude. Oh, absolutely, I'll grab them out, Selena. Give me a second. It was one of those ones I was I was just on a, okay, if I'm going to reset the craft room, I'm going to finish things off as I find them. So, what I'm loving is this idea of a zippered pouch, and take away the fact that this you can purchase, and I think that's a wonderful idea, but I'm just liking the idea of a zippered pouch where the vinyl on the front has an extra zip as well. So I'm playing around with a few things like that could be put into easy zippered pouches. Barbara Evans, hello! Oh God, no, absolutely, Selena. I've had a terrible attitude this last week. It has, that's the one that I was thinking of. I had a call and I was talking to a friend and, you know, how are you? And I think I burst into tears and said, I'm having a pity party for one. Okay, I'm loving this. Now, the size of the horse pills that they've got me on for the chemo stuff would take more than that. But I'm loving the idea of being able to put this as a front piece of a pouch. So I've got some ideas percolating away that I just need time for. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's blame menopause. I'm liking that. And I must say, every time my daughters are complaining about having their period, just to show you the level of bad parenting that I do, it's like, haha, sucked in. Exactly, Michelle. So basically anybody with any software, they can then create how they want it to. Okay, I'm just going to find my placements. Now, you know that's a good day when they're actually where you left them. I know. It is just terrifying how quickly they are growing up. I had the nicest day today. I went out, G and I went out at lunchtime, and we went and picked up our Christmas ham. And the reason I had such a good time is for twofold. First of all, even though I'd ordered a half a ham, they were able to upgrade me to a larger one. So I got a full ham. And secondly, just because G and I had such a good time chatting along the way, and then singing to Meatloaf. So being the totally responsible parent I am, Anything for Love and Paradise by the Dashboard Light. So these are my placemats, and look, I really am loving the way that they have turned out. I think the purple was the right purple. The fabric was from Her Majesty's stash. And even the backing fabric was from Her Majesty's stash. Like, Mum's just the gift that keeps on giving at the moment. So they're mine, and they go perfectly then with the table runner. One of the things that I'm hoping to pick up tomorrow at the underground, it certainly is the fabric that I've used on today's borders, and I've got about another 3 or 4 meters of it. When I was folding it up today, I didn't realize just how much she'd purchased, so get used to seeing it on projects next year as well. Selena's asking, have I actually used them? Scarily enough, Selena, I actually haven't. Yeah, the backing fabric was, I don't know where Mum got a good deal on or whatever, but yeah, it was kind of just perfect. And it's probably ever so slightly pathetic, but I am so proud that I managed to do the entire Rock the Casbah without purchasing a single fabric, just totally from the stash. So I think that is like kind of a really good achievement for me. And I even went to the trouble, whilst I was feeling moderately ill, of I spent my birthday weekend going through and organising all of my fat quarters and scraps of fabric into plains, patterns, spots, woods, and novelty. And Christmas. It started off because I was looking for a Christmas fabric. But one of the things I'm hoping to find at the op shop is I've got a red denim jacket here, but I think it needs I think it needs either the blue denim jacket, or I've still got one of those apricot denim jackets that I bought with you years ago, Michelle Reynolds, and I'm wondering whether I should use it. Okay, Michelle nearly achieved not purchasing anything. Absolutely, it is good to use crap up, isn't it? Let me just find where I put my... Don't you hate it when you can't find what you're after? Yes, one of those pinkish oranges. Okay. So here is a mock-up of what it would look like on the denim. And I have actually thought of using gold as that gold. But it's either, so I'm either going to be looking for a different denim jacket, or I'll use the apricotish one. But I'm loving how the digitising of this has come out, and I'm only hoping that it stitches out as well as that. And then I'm trying to think of what else I've been planning and what else I'm planning to do over Christmas. And quite honestly, I've just popped in Zip Pouch into Pinterest, and if you guys don't use Pinterest, oh, you got to give it a go. Oh, that's what I'm going to have a go at, the frame snap. That's going to be one of my things that I'll be having a go at. So if you've got any ideas on things that you'd like to do, please do let me know, because it is I do really appreciate inspiration from all of you. Pinterest is great. What did we ever do before Pinterest? Talk to each other? Seems ridiculous. So no, the past 2 weeks have been an absolute bust. I'm now almost to the point. I had a terrible time at the doctor's on Wednesday, where basically they said, we're not going to give you any more antibiotics, and come back and see us if it still hurts after Christmas. And basically to eat a meal, I then take 2 or 3 Panadols, and the explanation is, oh yes, candle mats, and I did have an idea for that. It's like having a kidney stone in your jaw. But on the upside, I looked up how to, how other people have cured it. And yeah, the good news is the doctors ignore everybody with it, because there's basically very few cures for it. And then conjunctivitis this week was just the killer. So all the presents that I'm making, I have now finished. Grace and I sat down with our cutter, and we did the last couple of drink bottles today. The girl who doesn't talk came over last week, and this time stayed for 2 nights and 3 days. So I'm a little over this young lady. I'm just thinking that it probably wouldn't hurt her to say hello. And then Camo had to work till midnight last night. So I had to get up at midnight to pick him up from work. The other one, of course, that I have been doing is I know, look, I did have probably about a third of a bottle of champagne for my birthday. And that was sort of at the beginning of things, but yeah, no booze, no nothing. So I've done this gorgeous lace edging that I'm going to use to make a false t-shirt bottom. and that's going to be one of our projects next year as well. And just I'm loving how quick it is to do, yeah, I've had the lace set up on the embroidery only machine, and it's just stitched up beautifully. Hi Kat, how you doing? We were talking, so when I start, and planning's a really funny word, you know, I love the concept of planning my year out, but then everything changes, but I do try and plan to the point that we do some different techniques so that everybody gets a chance. And one of the things that I've been looking at is I'm trying to decide what to show, what to do for Mylar this year, or next year, sorry. Running my views in as I go. Now, one suggestion has been to do some birthday and Christmas cards, and which would also include embroidery on paper, which I thought was kind of a cool idea. I agree, Michelle. Cat must be Beetlejuice, you know, mention the name and they turn up sort of a thing. The other idea that I like, because I'm always a fan of the three-part, almost the triptych. Is I fell in love with this picture, and I could just imagine the lily in my life, and as a three-piecer. So I enjoy hearing feedback on what you guys like if you get the chance. Oh, Kat, they were saying the nicest things about you, darling, of course. So have any of you not finished your Christmas stitching yet? Sylvia, we would always work that through. I feel the need, I should tell you, I am winning a, I'm just opening my mail while I'm here. I'm winning the RSL Art Union lottery. next week, and I'm winning, I think it's 5 luxury apartments on the Gold Coast and some gold. So I'm putting positive thoughts out there. So you can all come to my 2-story penthouse on the Gold Coast. Consider it a Christmas gift to myself. And my mother-in-law actually won back in the 70s. She won. It was Boys Town in that stage, but she won the Boys Town Lotto, and my husband would have been, he thinks he was about 4 or 5. And when I said I bought a ticket in this, 50 years on, his first comment was, "We're bringing home the bloody television." His parents, like, they weren't incredibly well off. They went all the way up to, they had to borrow money for the airfare to get up to Queensland, to pick up the car and to sell the house. And his mother, like, took, because it comes all furnished, his mother took all of the things that she wanted. Now, they had 5 children. They didn't even have, I think they had a black and white television at the time. There was a colour television as part of it, and she chose to bring back, in his words, some crappy pottery, bowls and things, rather than the colour television. And all these kids were so excited about, the idea of getting a colour television. And yeah, she brings back plates. So 50 years on, we're bringing back the televisions. Not a problem, honey. Okay. So I had been a little bit concerned when I'd started this that the orange, that the stitching was going to be too thin around here because the size of them has been shrunk so much, but it's come up quite beautifully. And I mean, I've only got white bobbin frill underneath there, so it's really has done wonderfully. Oh no, talk about holding a grudge, Selena. And I just think it's the most hilarious story ever. Like, because it wasn't my parents, it was his. Yeah, Sylvia, I'm sure, I know my mother always bought tickets for that. She always got, there was another one, and it was, I can't remember, it was a Sydney one, I can't remember what it was that she was always buying a ticket in. But I can remember after I'd met Edward, I thought it was kind of cool that somebody, that I sort of knew somebody who'd actually won one of these things. You always, I don't know about you, but I always kind of wonder whether anybody does actually. But I'm doing my positive thinking. Well, see, we went both sides, Selena. We, like, when we were really young, my parents were relatively, like, my dad owned his own business and all of that. Then they decided to go farming when I was about 6. And they went bankrupt. So we've sort of had both ends of that spectrum. Thank you, Sylvia. You can come to my 2-story penthouse. The funniest part of that, though, is that we've already had not an argument, because we're not real arguers, but we've already had a disagreement on how we're going to, to split it all up. Like, it's the joy of playing with what ifs. But it has been a nice week this week. The other thing is that I think, and I'm exactly the same. Please, this is not a sledge or anything near that. It's that 2 weeks before Christmas. It's too late to start anything new. So it's been a very quiet business week as well. And it's just, getting into that sort of holiday vibe. Oh, absolutely, Selena. And the best thing, and we often talk. Dad just got back from being up at his cousin's place at the farm, and they couldn't. He was there for 2 weeks, and they couldn't do harvest because it was just too wet. And I said, I am so pleased that you are not out farming. I wonder whether I could, though. Like, I could just get, a couple of 100 acres. Yeah, you're 76 years old. You're not buying anything. But what it certainly taught us, and our parents were very, very open with, not in a way to scare us, but they certainly didn't hide that they were having money troubles or why or anything like that. What we learned was that, it's all about the people in your lives. It's not about the money. Like, going through tough times does make you just appreciate the good ones. And I have great memories of, not of how stressed my parents were when we lost our house, but, of the 3 houses that we lived in, of my parents working together. Like, Mum went back to work. And my children know that we've made choices that they may not agree with, and the reasons that we've made them. Like, we chose to have one of us at home their entire schooling life, most of the time. And because of that, we've sacrificed things like international travel and things like that. But this time next year, I will have one child fully out of fully out of education. Good evening, Rosalind. Thank you for joining us, my darling. Are you having a good evening? I'm trying to think of what else I've been working on. I don't actually think I've been working on anything. It's very, very sad. That's children's prerogative. And look, I'm feeling very, very blessed today. My 13-year-old niece, one of my deceased brother's daughters, is a handful. And my sister tells me yesterday, she ran away. and they ended up having to report it to the police. She was gone for more than 24 hours without letting her parents know or anything, or and yeah, she just, then she called and, no, I'm staying at a friend's place, I'm not coming home. And I mean, there's so many issues there, but I said to my kids, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm sorry, I've just read what Selena wrote. I wish my adult kids would run away from home. Oh, I know that's not funny, but it's hilarious. Okay, now I'm going to have to take off my glasses to do this. I can see it going two ways. I could see Cameron being too lazy to move out, but I could also see him moving out sort of relatively early as well. I think if he was too lazy to move out, it would be because he's an absolute cheapskate. I can see also the girl staying for longer just because it's easier. Change the locks, yeah. Oh, Sylvia, your son's moving to Canberra. Where in Canberra is he moving to? Canberra is very expensive. Whatever you think something's going to cost, it's going to cost 15% more. We call that the Canberra tax. Oh, Rosalind's just had the last of hers leave the nest. Congratulations. So I think I've done reasonably well this year. I've become less of a helicopter mum. Helicopter, lawnmower, all the bad sort of mums. I find it easy to embrace all of those, and I do want to be the one who fixes things, who does all of that. So you're not sure of a suburb or anything yet, Sylvia? Canberra basically only has two sides. We've got a north side and we've got a south side. And then we've got, those New South Wales people. But then that when you go and visit, you'll have to come visit me too. Yes, Michelle's got son, daughter-in-law, and two daughters moving in, two granddaughters. So what I'm liking with this, and I'm just going to pull this out here so that I can show you, is you can see even with the amount of stitching, there really isn't any buckling or pulling around, and that is because of the crosshatch. This colour's not having a good night. Sylvia's asking, do I use water-soluble thread in the bobbin too? I don't, because I know that's going to come out as soon as those top threads come away. You could, if you if you wanted to. Sorry, I'm looking at this. Oh God, 20-year-old, a 23-year-old, and her dog and cat. Oh God, no. No, 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 no. Not having the pets come back. And yeah, I'm loving how they're going. Those hearts are just looking gorgeous. And that's probably a truer colour. Okay, so I am running late. I know I said I'd have the design up there for you guys to download. It's probably going to be tomorrow because I don't think my eyesight is going to last tonight for that. But okay. So, ladies, I really cannot say it enough. Thank you so much for coming and playing with me this year. I truly have appreciated it. I hope you got one or two things out of it. I know I have gotten just as much as I have given. I'm loving the fact that we have now friends from all around the world who are interested in the same passions and joys that we have. With Omicron, please stay safe, guys. I really do wish you all a Merry Christmas. I hope you are all able to get together with your family. Please be safe, be happy, and keep on stitching. And I will see you into the, I'll see you in the new year.